name is Matt Bamfield. My position here is Managing Director. The company is Eppendorf, South Pacific. The brief for us was about creating a modern, vibrant, bright environment for people to come to. So we went through a fairly rigorous process of assessing a number of effectively designers and fit-out companies. As you can see here, we've got some fairly specific requirements with laboratories and with the space that we use. So it was important that somebody understood what we were trying to do, and that formed part of the process as well. And so eventually we chose Crest as our partner to move forward, an appreciation and understanding for our business. The very first key feature was the open town hall space at the front with the kitchen. We wanted to create a family feel to here, so we wanted to have a space where people would come together. In our old building, we didn't necessarily have that. It's an informal space that people can come to, still be part of a corporate environment, but just release the pressure a bit and have some fun. It took us a long time to get over the concept of a traditional office. That was a big discussion during the course of this. It's a flat structure here. We're all on one level, and therefore we don't necessarily need offices to create effectively a barrier with the rest of the team. Now we can set up project teams whereby if they want to go to a certain space in the office and work together and collaborate on a particular issue or a particular problem, then they can take themselves off in a group, set up that environment and get those things done much more quickly, rather than before it would be back and forth in meeting rooms. So now they can set up on a day-to-day basis and resolve those issues really quickly. We'd have quiet spaces where people could go to have more intimate, more private conversations in a quiet environment. I have learnt more in the last 3 weeks being in that environment than I would have seen in 2 years in a traditional office back in the old location. So it's been hugely beneficial to me. From another key feature perspective, the lab was critically important to us, so it has to be temperature controlled and it has to be humidity controlled. And quite frankly, Crest was the only company that truly understood that requirement, and they were the only ones that came with a solution to that for us with regards to the specific requirements that we asked for. And so it told us that they understood from the very start what we were trying to achieve. A lot of the other providers were looking at using the building's air conditioning system but then manipulating it from that, whereas Crest understood that it needed to be a separate standalone system that couldn't afford to break down with the building or couldn't afford to be turned off with the building. They were the only ones that took that extra step to do that. Crest were fantastic from the very start, and it's very easy to say that. They were thoughtful, they were methodical, they were well reasoned and well thought out. There was never an issue with regards to our requirements and what we required. We weren't necessarily the perfect partner to have at times, and we certainly had some oversights that required some changes along the way. And really all through that process it was an absolute pleasure. Nothing was a problem. Everything was understood in terms of what we wanted and what we were trying to achieve. Most importantly for me, the fact that they weren't prepared to settle for things. So if we weren't comfortable, they weren't comfortable. So one of the guys here at the Christmas party, he came across to me while we're having a quiet drink, and he just said to me that, you know what, you've given us a space that we can call home and that we can be proud of, and that we're proud of bringing people to, and that we think reflects the sort of level of professionalism, the sort of level of performance that we expect in our organisation and that we've achieved with our performance. So now we have a matching home to go with our look.